This is for Bring On the Clarinet. So we're going to start and we'll kind of walk you through this. Make sure you have your music out in front of you. This way, when I'm talking about the parts, it makes sense. You can see it, read along with me. All right, so B flat clarinet. Your notes, the range of your notes go from C all the way up to A. So you have C, D, E, F, G, A. Any question about those notes? Always check your book because the fingerings are in there. But you have. When you play A, by the way, well, you use the side of your finger. You don't have to. I wouldn't do anything like this. Like, don't be using your whole hand to play it. All you have to do is just roll your finger up a little bit. All right. Okay, so Bring On the Band. You guys have a really interesting part to start. Measures 1 to 4, a little walking part. You have this. You have G, F, E, D, then faster. F, E, D, C, D. Here's what that sounds like. Oh, also, I want to tell you to use one of these. If you can get one of these, something like this. This is a metronome. I'm just going to turn it on. I'm going to set my beat to where I want it. And it just keeps a steady beat for you so that when you play, you know where you are, right? It's about as fast as I'm going to go. 100 is what I set it to. That means it's going to beat 100 times in a minute. That high pitch lets you know it's the first beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the beginning of the song like that. Ready? 1, 2, here I go. Pretty simple, right? Starting at measure 5, you guys have not the melody, but an inside part. So this is going to complement what the melody does. The melody, I believe, is in the trumpets and the flute in this song. So your part has the same rhythm, but the notes are a little different. So from 5, this is all in 4 measure groups, by the way. So think of musical ideas generally in 4 and 8 measure groups. Measures 5, 6, 7, and 8 is one idea, and then measure 9 to 12 is like the answer to that idea. So it's going to be similar, except the endings are going to be different. Here's what I mean. At measure 5, you have E, 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 F, E, F, E. Now E, 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 F, E, D. Those 3 notes are the first ending. You're going to pretty much repeat what you just played, starting at measure 9, like this. E, 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 F, E, F, E. Now 11 and 12 is the ending, the answer. And it goes like this. F, E, F, D, E. And here's what that sounds like altogether. So this is from measure 5 all the way through to measure 12. 1, 2, here I go. Sorry. One more time. Ready? Go. Measure 9. And then 2 beats of rest right there. Measure 12. Measure 13. Now we kind of flip parts. You are going to play the melody. So 13 is probably out of all of this stuff in the song, besides the very first 4 measures, measure 13 is your most important part because you have the melody here. You're going to go back and forth with the drums having their solo. You're going to play the first 2 measures. They're going to play 2 measures back and forth like that a couple of times. And your melody is E, E, G, A, G, A, G, E. Then you stop. Now at 15 and 16 is where you stop. You play the first beat of 15 and then count the rest of the measure in rests. Don't get lost on this because if you stop counting, you're going to be like, oh, wait a minute, where are we? So make sure you're counting along. Here's how I would do that. Ready? Starting at 13. 2, 3, 4, 16. 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Obviously, don't count it out loud. Keep it up here. Tap your foot as you go. Anything like that could help you. 17, same thing, except you're going to end on a different note. Instead of ending on E like you did at measure 15, at measure 19, you're going to end on the note F. And then, again, at 21, it's the same idea. You're going to end on an E again at measure 23. 24 is rest. And then 25, 26, 27, 28 is the same as the beginning of the song. So I'm going to go from 13 all the way through to 29. Here's what it sounds like. Let's see. 1, 2, here we go. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, ready, play. 2, 3, 4, 21, ready, go. 24 now at the beginning. And that takes us right to 29. From 29 to 37, you have 8 long measures of rest. So don't let that go by. Just like we said before, make sure you're counting along with this. Tap a foot. Count in your mind. Here's how I would do it if I were you. Ready? Here's how I count this kind of thing. When you have a lot of measures of rest, luckily each one of your measures here is numbered, so do this when you get there. Ready? Starting at 29. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Notice, when we got to 36, I put my instrument in my mouth ready to go because you play at 37. And at 37, you have something new. Finally, halfway down the song, you get something new. More than halfway. You have, it's the similar rhythm as before, except it's a little shorter. You have 2 measures of playing, 2 measures of resting, and then you repeat that. And the notes are G, 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 F, D, G. So for that, you might want to just practice a couple of those changes. F, and then putting 2 fingers down at once. Getting used to doing that might take a couple of times. But that's just the kind of thing you want to do. Just practice one little tricky change at a time. Here's 37 all the way to 45. 1, 2, 1, 2, 37, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 42, 3, go. 43, 2, 3, 44, 2, 4. Good. 45 now is the same as what you had at 5. Literally the same thing. Now the only difference is that you have 45, 46, 47, 48. That's exactly the same as measures 5 through 8. 49, so this is the last line of the song. It starts out the same as measures 9 and 10. And then the last 4 measures, 51 all the way to the end, is a new ending part. So the ending part, starting at 51, has a slower rhythm. It's a bunch of half notes. They go like this. F, E, F, D, E, 2, 3, 4, 1, G, G, then you end. So at the very last measure, measure 54, you rest on the first beat, you play 2 Gs, and then stop. Wait a minute, there's an announcement. Obviously, I'm doing this on Wednesday morning. So let me just play the end, and then I have to go do the test. Ready? Here it goes like this. From 45 all the way to the end. 1, 2, ready, go. 49. 2, 3, 4, 1. And that's the whole song. So good luck and practice, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.